Mr. West's deflection, obfuscation, and word salad. But now the acid test of honesty. Mr. West is still attempting to word salad and sidestep his way out of being caught, attempting to deceive his subscribers. Let's look at his tweets and test his honesty. A video accusing me of faking an image is relatively popular in the Flat Earth community, and yet my video response explaining exactly how the image was obtained is blocked from that channel, a walled garden for open minds. I was recently accused of faking an image of Beachy Head in Google Earth. It's actually a little-known feature of Google Earth that allows you to zoom in 100 times or more, so I responded to the accusation and turned it into a teaching opportunity. As predicted, Mr. West doesn't answer the questions he has been asked, but responds with deflection, obfuscation, and word salad. Let's not divert, but rather get back to your deception, Mr. West. You, yes, Mr. West, use Google Earth Pro to generate a fake image that fits your narrative and used it in order to deceive your subscribers. Yes, the image is fake. It is not an accurate representation of real life. That makes it fake. Mr. West's open mind is generating and using fake images to suit his narrative and deceive his subscribers. Your word salad and obfuscation aren't acceptable, Mr. West. Looking at the curvature of the path in the generated image compared to the real-life drone video still, it is obvious that the generated image is an inaccurate representation of real life and should automatically be discarded. Mr. West, you are such a wise and generous man, imparting your wisdom and knowledge to us. How can we thank you? I think you mean you got caught with your pants down. In order to deceive people, you had to put the camera elevation at 147 to 158 meters above ground level, when the camera was actually only 1 meter above ground level for the observation. You did this because otherwise the globe model doesn't work. What do we mean it doesn't work? It can't replicate real life images. Anyone can prove this in Google Earth Pro. Now, the acid test of honesty. Test number 1. Mr. West is required to do a new video showing the zoomed-in image of Beachy Head from Worthing Sailing Club with the camera at an elevation of 1 meter above ground level. We will then compare and see whether he was dishonest. Here is our image, camera 1 meter above ground level in Google Earth Pro, and we wait for Mr. West's. There shouldn't be a problem for Mr. West to do this, as he knows how to use Google Earth Pro. I quote from his tweet, he turned it into a teaching experience. Test number 2. Mr. West, you attempted to deceive your subscribers by trying to convince them that the Beachy Head White Cliff observed was 106 meters above mean sea level. Please state simply whether the cliff on the right-hand side of the video still, below, is higher or lower than 85 meters above mean sea level. It's a very simple question, yes or no. Can Mr. West be honest? The acid test of honesty. Judge a man by his actions. We will give Mr. West 2 days to respond. Mr. West's only response from this point can be truth or word salad. Unfortunately, Mr. West's response can only be word salad or the continued sidestepping of the issue, because that is all he has. Mr. West has no empirical evidence, and supplying the Google Earth image, test 1, and answering the question, test 2, would prove that he has tried to deceive his subscribers. Hello, what just changed? Mr. West just added a statement to his curve calculator. What is he saying? Note, not accurate for horizon grazing observations over water. Has Mr. West just stated that the refracted hidden value in his curve calculator cannot be used to any degree of accuracy if the observation is done at an elevation only a couple of meters above tide level? It is difficult to tell with his interesting selection of word salad. Dishonest. Has Mr. West just stated that the observations done close to tide level that show distant objects lower than the refracted hidden value in his calculator don't count? Because they prove the Earth is not a globe. The acid test of honesty, test number 3. Mr. West has made a new, significant statement. Obviously, Mr. West must have done the observations and have the personal empirical evidence to support and justify the statement he has made. He will be emailed and asked to supply them. I hope he isn't making it up. The numerous observations being done and published are giving more and more interested YouTube users the information they need to critically think and come to their own conclusions. The vague new statement in Mr. West's curve calculator is an indication of this and a desperate attempt to prevent the dam from leaking.